Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Open with Love, Mother Gaia. And we welcome our last guest, a Belizean and Italian multi instrumentalist performer, songwriter, and musician who, from a young age, has immersed herself in soulful and rock influences from Bob Marley, James Brown, Aretha Franklin, to Evanescence, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and the Rolling Stones. And through the years, she's performed from off Broadway to major arenas across the nation, letting her heart and soul flow through every note, taking listeners on a dreamlike soundscape. And here to share more, we welcome singer, songwriter, and multi instrumentalist Yannie. Hello and welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Look at you.
I know.
Mother Gaia, Princess Gaia.
It's almost like we planned it, but we didn't.
No, we didn't.
didn't.
You got the telepathic memo, right? Because we're aligned
Right,
with
yeah.
with the times.
Yeah.
Well, I think we need to bring a lot of attention to Mother Earth, our climate,
Absolutely do. Absolutely, we do.
and just being kind, right? Because it starts there. It's a consciousness. It's a mindfulness. Right, I know we went somewhere else, but I think that you implement that in everything you do anyway.
Well, I certainly do. Those are some of the virtues I stand for, and you'll hear it in my music for sure.
I know. I felt it. I felt it listening to you. But welcome, 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 and thank you for the lovely treat that you guys are going to be are in store with and for. And let's talk about, like, I guess, how you have been able to find your voice in morphing all of these different influences, right? And we'll start with you as a performer, because there's that, and then there's the music, and then there's your heritage. Because somehow you've been able to blend them all together in a way that they just organically fit.
Thank you for saying that. It's definitely taken some time. I think in my 26 years on this earth, like, as I get older and, God willing, just continue to be alive and experience life, I try to take in everything as much as I possibly can, because I've had so many influences and it didn't always flow so smoothly. I definitely did a lot of soul searching, identity crisis, just trying to find myself and my sound and who I am, because all of those aspects are a part of me, but there's also just me, and that's like the biggest part of this. So it's taken some time for sure.
Yeah, well, you definitely have a unique sound, and that's really what I was alluding to, is you have something very unique and very specific that is, it stands on its own, right? And I wonder what that must have been like for you, being Belizean and Italian and growing up in a household of blended cultures.
Yeah, honestly, it was so complex, beautiful.
Complex.
There was so many parts of it. I just felt like a hot mess most of the time, just trying to find my way. But also having both Belizean and Italian influences, I just feel like I'm constantly living in two worlds at once, and I don't necessarily have to pick. I think a lot of like mixed people, when they grow up in multiple cultural households, they feel I felt confused, that's for sure. But I can just be part of both, I don't have to pick. I can just be both, yeah.
Do you lean towards one more than the other?
I wouldn't say
No?
so. I think musically, I definitely lean more towards the Belizean culture, because I just love the heavy drums, the heavy bass. But I'm also very close with my Italian family too, and I love Italian food. I love the language, the music as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand you just recently did a performance at a Belizean festival, right?
I did.
And you sang the anthem?
I sang the Belize anthem. That was an incredible honor that one of the highlights of my career so far. I got to perform at the Belize Park Fest in Brooklyn, Industry City, Brooklyn, on September 7th, this past month, yeah.
And you got to represent your ancestry.
Yes, I did.
Beautiful. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And so, all right, let's talk about your music, though, because you've got a few out already on Spotify. You're part of my playlist now.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's good
and
to
I mean
hear.
that. I'm not just saying that because you've got something really special that is soothing. You have something very like, just kind of like woosah. So, talk to me about how you design, how you compose, you write your own music.
Yes, I write my own music. I've been writing lyrics since I was a kid. My wheels are always turning. I'm always thinking of new song ideas. But for me personally, the words come first. And so I'll just jot down all the millions of ideas I have, and then I'll sit down at my piano, usually, or my guitar, and then it goes from there.
Right. And so, as a multi instrumentalist, what instruments do you play aside from piano and guitar?
Um, well, I say piano and guitar, and then I'm only gonna say bass as well because I used to be like jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing. Like I've picked up the violin, the cello, the harp, a banjo if you really need me to.
A banjo.
But I don't lead
That's
with that. I
interesting.
don't lead with that. But yeah, so right now at this point, it's really piano, bass, and then guitar for me.
And so, having being versed in those instruments, how has that helped you move forward in your music? I guess in composition, right?
Yeah, because every song like has its own thing. Like some songs, like the song I'm going to be performing today, "Keep My Eyes Up," I sat at the piano for that. That was like piano-driven song. But then my single that actually just came out last week on Friday was a guitar song. So it's just about what the song needs. It kind of takes a hold of me, and then I'm just kind of um, I kind of just let it
Right,
do
you
what it has to
surrender.
do.
You
Yeah, I surrender
into,
to it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah. I'm following you. I'm
You
following
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do, and it takes something to be able to do that, right? Because you're saying, oh, it started on piano, right? It was piano driven, but yet you're going to be accompanied by a guitarist today.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
look at that, right? And so, and you're not playing the guitar yourself. So let's talk about that and being able to let go of that, like being in control of the whole thing and then releasing it so that it can grow and become whatever it needs to morph into.
Absolutely, because I think of myself like, yes, I'm the driver of these songs or I'm the creator, but I also know my place and I know my lane. And I have the honor and privilege of working with such incredible musicians like the one I'm playing with today. So like, I'm gonna let them take the reins where their strengths are, because I can't do this without them. Art and creativity is about teamwork and building.
It
for
is,
me
it is,
personally.
it is all about collaboration.
Yeah.
Now, before we go, I want to talk about how you've been able to sustain in producing your own stuff and putting it out on Spotify and what that's been like for you as an independent artist. Because that's the beauty of kind of like where we're at now. Like back in the day, people were reliant on record labels, whereas now you can actually make a business. You can actually create a business, creating and using your own craft to fulfill yourself and monetize it in the process. Even if you're not, like technically just living off of it, there's still that fluidity that exists in being able to put it out there like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely feel like the world is my oyster. I'm very happy to have my own creative control. And it also just like keeps that fire underneath me burning, because the stakes are so high because it's me. And that's just how it is right now. But when my time comes for me to have a team of people that I can work with, I will cross that bridge when I get there, and I'll be ready for it when it comes.
So one of the things I also noticed, and again, on Spotify, I don't know what it takes for an artist to be verified on Spotify. So what does it take for one to become verified on Spotify? Because I noticed you were verified, and I'm going, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that they did that. So what does that mean?
So that just means that you went through a distributor or a distributing company that has the power to verify you. So I go through DistroKid, shout out DistroKid, love them. So I just distribute my music through them at this point, and they had the power to verify me on Spotify as an artist.
Well, there's the business aspect of it. That's why
Right.
I asked that, right? Because all those little steps, they matter.
They do matter.
They matter in the way
Absolutely.
you move forward, and they matter in appearance too, right? Because aesthetically, I'm like, oh wait, she's a verified artist. Like, what does that mean? For somebody who's not following like the whole music genre like that, I'm a music listener, but I'm not following the business. And as an independent artist, I'm happy and I'm grateful to you for sharing these little details that may, help someone who may be watching right now on how to move forward in their own career path.
Absolutely. Well, it's important to share those things because when I was starting out, I definitely didn't know. I kind of felt like I was going in blind. So a lot of time on YouTube University, as they call it, and Google, just trying to answer these little questions for myself. So I'm always happy to pass the baton and like just let people know the little thing, like the little details, because it's the little things that count.
It is,
Yeah.
and thank you for being so transparent in your
course.
process. And before we go, you're going to be singing "Keep My Eyes Up,"
Yes.
which is
That is a single that is very near and dear to my heart because I shout out both my cultures, both Belizean and Italian. And that song is just, so the phrase "keep my eyes up" is a mantra that I tell myself when I feel like I'm anxious or I'm panicking. Pick up my eyes, look around me. I'm real, I exist, the world is real, and I can do whatever task is at hand. Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you. I love that. All right, everybody, we got Princess Gaia here. Give me your hands over there.
Okay.
Woo! Princess Gaia Yannie. She's going to be performing for us after the break, and you certainly don't want to miss that. Don't go anywhere. Hey everyone, welcome back with love, Mother Gaia. Here now to perform Keep My Eyes Up, accompanied by guitarist Robert Papachica. Let's give it up for Yannie.
I packed up all of my things I needed, some time to think about the way things have been. Oh yeah, I wandered all through the night. I've always had you there to guide me. Now I am drowning in your sea, but I'll keep my head held high and try to find a way to make it through the storm. You have no power here anymore. Take me down to the water. Mama was always right. What you do in the dark will always come out in the light. Take me down to the water. Help me cleanse my eyes. What you do in the dark will always come out in the light. Feel the pressure like you did before. Can you breathe under the weight of all you own? Yeah, generations, I break the mold. Can you feel the chains letting go? I've got to keep my eyes up. I've got to keep my head held. I've got to keep my head held high. Woo! Can you feel these Belizean roots with Italian spices? See the way I move. Boy, I know that you like it. I don't have to prove my identity to you. I was made divinely. Take me
still taking that in. I'm taking that in. Pero mi gente, if you want to hear more on Yannie, especially Keep My Eyes Open, it's now available on Spotify. And for more on Yannie, you can check her out on Instagram at thisisyani_. That is our show today, mi gente. Mother Gaia in the house. Thank you all for coming. Thank you to our guests for coming and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out this episode throughout the weekend and 24 hours a day at BronxNet.tv. Armina Valentin, aka Mother Gaia today, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor.